Okay, you know what it is? We're back again. It's another episode of the Free Talk Podcast. And you know who this man sitting down here is. My name is Kingsley Alba, aka CY, aka the richest. You know what it is? She. Hey, yo. Okay. All right. It's been a wonderful week. It's been snowing, This this weather is crazy, man. But
chilling.
We will survive. At least we are not in Antarctica or Greenland. That is, we are not there. Well, we are here. But we're doing good. We thank God. And how is everybody doing? How are you guys? I'm doing great. So I'm not here alone. I'm here with a wonderful co-host. You know, the guy, they do like torchlight off and on sometimes. But thank God he's here today. Talking about the wonderful, very smart. We're just having some political conversation, before we jumped on this one. This one is not for you people. Kolade, what's up, man? What's up? Kolade is in the building.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming
around,
man.
And I'm happy to be here today.
Yeah, thanks, Baba. How far? How life?
I'm alive, gentle.
How's married life?
We're getting used to it.
You're getting used
Counting
to it.
down to our first year.
Wow.
Still a long way to go, but...
I mean, people like us, I think this is 14 for me.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry. I guess we'll tell you
some
more.
tutorials. I need some tutorials. ASAP.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to business. In Jamaica, they say, when the music's sweet, you play them twice. In other words, when the music's sweet, you go play them again. So that's why we're about to play this music again. This, when you see me wear this, and I know some of you are like, you don't turn to mannequin that you are dressing up for a brand. Yes, I stand with this brand. Gidigba. I stand like say I be Roku. This is a brand to be trusted. I'm talking of FinServe Pro. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the CEO here again, the man, the myth, the legend, the man behind, the brain behind, these wonderful ideas and these solutions that you've been seeing out here. Testimonies. People are giving testimonies. I've given my own personal testimony. He's in the building again for the second time to make sure he gives us more and more information. Of course, it's tax season. A lot of una go they do rubbish. You better tune to this podcast and share it, let people hear. Okay, I want to introduce this man.
Yeah.
He's a friend. I will consider him a mentor. Yes, as much as he's a friend. He's someone that is always open to help. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of FinServe Pro is in the building, Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I always like applauding myself.
I like this one. Where you will give me?
No worry, I told you now. Your own is, in fact, will go right CY here.
Oh! Lekwe Male.
Yeah.
Hey! Okay. See, producer, you hear that one, you don't face. His t-shirt,
you better leave that one. That one, now, partner we go give her.
You that you are dragging somebody's property, you won't collect cloth.
Yeah, well, it feels good to be back.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I was here sometimes last year. I came for the same topic twice.
Right.
So it's actually my third time in the building.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the third time.
Yeah,
thanks for reminding me.
I love to be here.
Yeah, thanks for always coming.
I see what you guys are doing. Like I said in one of the first, episodes we had, we are doing the same thing. We are just doing it, differently. We are trying to help our community, and we are trying to do it in the ways that we know how to do best. We at FinServe Pro, we love to help through financial services, financial solutions, financial, product. You guys are here, talking the right thing.
Exactly.
As we both agreed before we came in here, we have to talk. We have to talk in this community if we are serious and mindful, of where, we are going. And it is very important for me to say this. There is no problem, right? It's not an issue to have different opinions. It makes the conversation better.
better,
right? Is why, we have to continue to talk, come to disagree and then agree after a kind of consensus, right? And that's the only way we can keep this world, and the life that we have and live beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. So, how have you been? How markets as in the ask for our side?
I mean, I've been very good. I've been quiet for a while because, what we do, we need to take time, to be alone, to study, in order to serve, the people better. So there's a way
you still study this tag?
Come on. We have the big, beautiful act that, we have to study to see how we can help our client strategically. Don't forget that the world is moving, right?
True.
So is taxes. Like the way we have, tax reforms in Nigeria.
Right.
I have to study the 4 acts to see how we can educate and help clients also in Nigeria. I mean, see why I've called you 2 a.m.
True.
3 a.m.
Right.
For most of those times, I'm studying, studying the system. Someone like Kolade just got married, right?
Absolutely.
I have to be educated to educate him. Right? The topic, I wouldn't want to discuss. I would want the topic to come from either of our hosts, right? The topic that we will be discussing today would help someone like him.
Right.
So if I don't learn, if I don't unlearn, what I came to this country with, because don't forget that we have misconceptions when it comes to taxes, right?
Absolutely.
If I don't unlearn those, how can I help you? Yeah, so
and there's always updates almost every
year. The same way you update your phone, there is updates to
I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right. So today we have we want to talk about something that a lot of us pretend like we know, and we really don't know. I'm talking about people from our own community, the African community. We kind of like. With the shortcut thing, we try to look for a way around
the system.
We want to subvert the system. We want to look for a way to jump the gun just to, get things done, which always we get caught up in the web. So the topic is marriage still a financial advantage in modern tax system?
Absolutely. And I know that the government of this country would love to keep married people together. Is why the tax system is also designed in a way to help you guys stay together. Because there is no how you can file with the status married filing jointly if you are not in a marriage, with somebody.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And that status right there has a lot of tax advantages over you filing married separately. Right? And like I said, the government of this country wants, married couples to be together because they know that you being together is the only way you can help the future of this country, which are the children, right? And that's why, there are certain credits, that you would automatically not, get if you file separately. But beyond that, right, there are other advantages, where you can pool the resources that you have in a way to go after investment properties, for example.
Right.
You guys want to buy a property of, let's say, $1 million. And then your income is $200,000. And then the income of your spouse is $500,000, for example, or let's say $400,000. But you guys want that property. If you choose to use just your own income, to get a property, you cannot be approved, right? But if you pool your resources together, you can get that property. Now, must you file jointly to buy such property? The answer is no. But it's easier, right, than you.
Well, some people say that the reason why they want to. Sorry for cutting you. Some people say the reason why they want to file individually so that they can buy a property is so that the credit score, they always talk about the credit, so that it won't affect the credit score of the both parties, so that the other spouse can be able to buy, have a good credit score to buy.
Yeah,
is that true? How true is that?
I mean, credit score, no, right? No, in the sense that if I get a property all by myself, I mean, my credit drops, right, for a while. But then it picks up when you start paying your mortgage. Meaning, if you get a property with your spouse, the same thing that happens to your credit would happen to that of your spouse. But if you are trying to buy two properties almost immediately, that can work, right? But what I see happen that I may advise, client to do is where you want to buy a property and then, get all the perks like the first-time home buyer, right? Yes, that way one can buy, enjoy the first-time home buyer, because once you buy a property and get a first-time home buyer, when you want to buy the next, that is automatically an investment property. But then if a spouse buys first, enjoy that perks, like the first-time home buyer, and then the other spouse can still buy and get the same thing, because he or she would be buying as a first-time home buyer. So, I mean, the law that we have in the country allows for you to, play around and take advantage, because, see, I say this, no matter how tight a policy is, there are loopholes. And as a strategist, we sit down with you and tell you, okay, what do you guys want to do as a family? And then we advise you. Is it illegal for you to do that? No. It's not illegal for the husband to buy first, get first-time home buyer.
I mean, it's the first time.
Yeah, first time. And then the wife, yeah. So that way we can. But the thing is, do you have to file separately to do that? The answer is no. Yeah, if I file jointly with my wife, for example, and then I buy a property, all I need to do is that property should not have a name. Right? You understand?
Okay.
And we can still use a tax return that has both of our names to buy a property just in my name. You see that? Yeah.
So it's not like you're pulling two people's income to qualify for one property.
No. So the thing is, if you file jointly, right, and then I want to go buy a property in just my name, the only thing is that they are going to use my income on that tax return.
Okay.
Right? Just my own income on that tax return. They are not going to use our own. It's not.
Irrespective of the fact that you're filing together.
Yeah, and that our name is on that tax return. No.
So it means I don't automatically qualify for a property that is way beyond my income levels.
Period.
Simply because we filed together.
Period. So take, for example, you want to buy a property for 500,000, right? And then you need income of, let's say, 150. I'm just saying it out now. And then your spouse has the same 150. That's 300,000 household income, right? And then you want to buy a property of 150,000, 500,000, and in just your name, your own income of 150 on that tax return is what would be used as income to qualify. Yeah, even though the tax return is in both. Yeah, so we cannot use the 300 on that tax return because that property wants to be in just your own name.
So what is the essence of filing together if they are not going to use her own income?
So there are several benefits. Let's look at it, right? If this is tax season,
Yeah.
If we have a couple, that wants to file, and they choose to file jointly, they get, credit like the earned income credit, for example. Let's assume that one of the couples, right, did go to school.
Yeah.
And then they have the income that is not too high to not make them qualify for what we call the American Opportunity Credit, which is $1,000, right? If you file separately, if one of you files separately and then the other also files separately, if you report that 1098T, which is your tuition statement, because you are filing separately, you would not get that $1,000. So simple scenario, right? We have the husband make $50,000. The wife makes $50,000, right? And then maybe the wife did go to school and then she has the 1098 tuition, right? If they file jointly and report that 1098 tuition on their taxes, they would get that $1,000. If they both file separately,
nobody gets it.
Nobody gets it. Now, there are situations where you choose to file separately because one of you, as far as IRS is concerned, is unmarried. Because in the eyes of the IRS, you could be unmarried even though you are married.
How is that?
Good. If one of you stays outside of the home for more than 6 months, like you are together, but then maybe you work in California, right? You are not home 6 months of the year, and then your wife or your husband is the one taking care of the children. In the eyes of the IRS, that person taking care of the children, taking care of them, spending on them, qualifies to file head of household, because in the eyes of the IRS, you are not married.
No, I didn't know this.
This is why
I would never have known this. No way. No chance.
So because some people will tell you, oh, no. If you guys are married, you can never file. One person cannot file married filing separately and then the other head of household. No, you can. If you can prove
that the other person is not really
yes, that your husband, they stay house.
They stay. Maybe the guy they work offshore, or maybe the guy they.
Or you guys are in the middle of
separation. Maybe even put you for center. They stay house. You know they travel every day.
I don't believe on trouble.
Madam Woodwork. So if Madam Woodwork, you qualify to file head of household because in the eyes of the IRS, you are not married.
It's a head of household.
This man is travel.
I give it to you, head of household. Take
So in that case, right? If she files head of household, and then she did go to school, she would get that $1,000 and even get, more tax refund, especially if she's a low income earner.
So I have a question. Is there a penalty for people who are married but who do not want to file jointly?
No penalty. No penalty. The tax code allows for you to do as you want, as long as it is, legal. The only thing that could, you could be penalized for is if you are married, you live together, you work together, and then one of you now go file head of household.
Behind the other person's back.
No. I mean, so there are couples that they have so much disagreement that they don't want to do anything together. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, they are not married. They are just
cohabiting.
They are just cohabiting.
They are just housemates with roommates.
Roommates, rather.
They are just roommates, right?
Have you encountered people?
Oh my God! Even when they come together to the office, they will still be fighting. They will be fighting.
So you can't talk counselor.
I like this thing that he said, though. Honestly speaking. In fact, tax preparer We dey try. Because
Really?
a lot of us, we are doctors. We are therapists.
Pastor.
Pastors. Pastor. Oh my good Lord. Is a whole lot of work, honestly speaking. And that's why I would advise anyone to not look at the economic gain first to come into this line of business. You must have the passion to help. You must have the passion, to see how you can elevate.
To serve, basically.
Serve. Right? That encompasses, everything to serve.
And honestly, that is why I actually decided to do business with FinServ. And this is no capping. This is not because he's sitting down here. It's because the first time I met him, which I was introduced to my brother Jerry. Shout out to Jerry.
J Factor.
The way he spoke when I told him about my challenges, my tax challenges, the way he was concerned, the advice he gave, the things he said, I'm like, I've never had any tax person break down things for me like this, tell me what to do, the problem, where I made the mistake, and he basically just gave me the right information. I'm like, okay, what's stopping me? This is where I should do business.
To follow through.
And guess what? There was no consultation fee. He didn't ask me to bring money. Even when he started doing the job, he didn't ask for the money first. It was like, let's get this thing done. So I think I'm just to buttress what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you. It's in whatever you are called to do, you must approach it from that angle of service. Else, you'll be out of it. You'll be frustrated, right? There are times I would have to, leave you've been to my office several times, right? We have the couch. We have a seat, and then we have another one very close to. There are days I would have to leave my table and then sit and say, guys, just calm down. Calm down. In my office, I'm not saying this to, put anybody out there. Yeah. I've kept marriages. Like guys who are like, we are done. Let's just get this tax prepared for the last time, and then we just call it a day. Right? And then they came in and, they called me maybe months later, mostly the women, and say, Mr. FinServ, I just want to thank you. I have got calls, from parents who would say, Mr. FinServ, thank you. We now have a solution for our children that we never knew, about until we met you. Service, right? And the thing is, let's face it, right? God who instituted marriage is not crazy. He's not mad, right? Taxes or no taxes, do everything to stay married. Do everything to be married and to stay married. Because your marriage is one of the key, strategies for what we all talk about these days, wealth building.
Right.
Your marriage is key, right? Because there are days that you will be tired.
You won't feel like it.
You won't feel like, and then it's the woman that will show up. There are days that the woman would be like confused, and then just a part alone can,
sorry for cutting you. We had a Dr. Maria Ize here recently, and because she's a mental health expert. That's why we brought her in to talk about how mental health affects marriages and relationships. And she said this thing you're saying. He said there are times that she's walked up, clients, and she's pissed off, and and the husband He said, although the husband had to learn these things, that before it used to piss him off because he's like, "So why are you angry for?" So he now had to understand that when she feels that way, when she's walked up, she's complaining. He said he would just come and say, "Just hug her, just hug."
Doesn't even need to say anything.
He said, "Just a hug." You just say, "Sit down."
I see you. I feel
Honestly.
whatever it is.
He said sometimes that's all. He said, that's all I
is a resetting, the power of reset.
The validation it gives
in
the
that
person.
stuff even is unquantified.
But in our communities, we don't know this. We are so we are always quick to say, pull up your boots by your straps.
We are focused on the big things.
So the thing is, honestly, let's face it, and it's one of the reasons why someone like me would continue to propose that an African man, now, women, you have now get to now. African men now is one of the reasons why I would propose that you travel. Just leave that continent and come to these sides of the world. Should we copy everything the Oyinbo man is doing? No.
Absolutely not.
No. But there are several things that the Oyinbo man too wants to learn from you and I.
Exactly.
The communal
sense of community.
Yeah, that
communal
we have,
living.
how we take
Support
care
one another.
and support
each other.
Our women, Oyinbo man will be like, I love it. But honestly, we need to come to this part of the world to learn one big thing as men: communication. Yeah, giving a woman, that platform to speak.
Regardless of what she's saying.
Oh, yeah.
Let her just express
talk.
herself.
Regardless of how you feel.
Yeah, regardless of how, just keep quiet. Shut your mouth and let the woman talk. Just the same way that, Dr. Mariah, I call her Mariah, right? It's just the same way, she said, I also have to learn. I wasn't like this, but I can tell you today that my marriage is not just better. Even me as a man, I am happier. I am happier than that man that just wants
to be the boss of
something happened today, right? When we got back from church, and I was just telling my wife that, don't take this cloth off, we must opwe, we must opwe for this. I didn't know my daughter was looking at us. But then when I saw her, you could even see the smile on my daughter's face. This is an 11-year-old girl that can tell that there's something here is love.
My parents love,
and this is what I want.
Yeah, right. And you see, it's not everything you have to take the book and say. Some of this you just have to leave
actions.
Let's come back to tax.
Yes. Quickly,
to buttress what you were saying, I was going to just veer off to the fact that when you think about it, you realize sometimes, or would I even say oftentimes, one of the reasons why marriages actually break is finances.
Yes.
And many times people are focused on maybe the cheating, the anger management. And the easiest way to actually tell the state of your finances is through taxes. And just basically supporting what you were saying on couples who come to your office, they are quarreling, and now you're able to fix that, solves marital problems. For a lot of viewers, they might not understand the connection between couples who come to your office and are going through arguments. Because I know I recently got married, right? And I and my partner, we started this thing where we have to look at our finances once every month. When she first brought it up, it was very uncomfortable for me.
Because you didn't want anybody to...
I didn't want her prying in my finances. I had debt, I had and to be honest, I never told her about those debts. Even when she has an idea I know you have So I'm owed on certain credit card. I said, oh yeah, that's everything. So one day, I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw her. I was like, why is she not sleeping? But I don't want to think too much about it. So the next day, at about midday, she called me and said, last night that you saw me awake, I'm very sure you didn't know what I was doing. I literally, because she has access to my emails, she had gone through my emails, contacted different credit card companies, all the emails I'd been getting about all my debts. She wrote everything down, contacted them, and could tell me exactly how much I was owing. Even the ones I'd been hiding from her. Wow. Before she told me, she was like, how much are you really owing? I was like, don't worry. She said, I have a paper trail. I said, what do you mean you have a paper trail? Wow. In my mind, I thought she got a letter they sent to me. And in my mind, I'm like, she can't know everything, because I was really embarrassed. I didn't want to tell her. Until she now actually showed me, sent a picture as we were talking.
Wow.
That is there anyone outside of these ones? And when I saw it, I was literally dumbfounded. I didn't know what to do. I don't know if this is too much to review.
No,
it's okay.
It's going to help some. It's going to help some people.
It's for you. I mean, if you know it's not too much for you,
yeah,
you can talk about it.
For me, this is practical. This is a lesson for me. This is really an eye opener for me. Honestly, I'm not even kidding you.
So she, like I said, she had computed everything and said she was going to pay with her own credit card. And that she has noticed that when I'm owing her, I pay faster than if I'm owing the government or owing a company. That's like when I'm owing myself, I take it for granted.
Wow.
So now, rather than her chasing me up and down and like every year I'm owing this, I'm owing that, like I'm earning, I'm paying off debt, then I'm back. So she's like, okay, what we'll do moving forward, especially now that we're married, is let's start afresh. She would clear all this. Then I would pay her. She knows I'll pay her fast. So that is sorted. And then it's easier for me because all my debts are in one place. I'm not paying here, paying there, missing payment, forgetting that. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever felt that loved. So while he was talking about finances and how it affects couples and marriages, that was what was coming back into my mind. That really, for some other people, they might see a situation like that and start feeling like, this guy is such a red flag. Because even for me, I felt like inside my mind, I always felt like the day this.
So why they drink
why my wife would know.
What's your last name?
Eniolorunda.
Eniolorunda.
Yeah.
What is your wife's first name?
Omoyeni.
Omoyeni. Mrs. Omoyeni, Eniolorunda are two powerful names. Omoyeni, meaning a child is great as a gift. Right? Omoyeni is good to have a child. And your Lord, that the one that God created. Now, those two names, right? When you are faced with anything in life, appear with those two names. Appear, right? Before that situations, with those two names, and trust me, you'll be fine. And I just want to say thank you. Because I live with a woman like you. A woman that would help fix my even as a financial expert, I make financial mistakes, and my wife would show up to fix it first
before any conversations.
She would show up, fix it first, and then my husband. And let me tell you what your wife just did, right? Anybody that help you fix solution, when they tell you to sit down, what would you do? You go sit down. They don't bore you well. Yeah.
But a lot of us men think that is losing your grip.
So the thing it took me a while, right, to also realize that when you are trying to keep away a problem from your wife because you don't want to look weak, that is a small way to think. It's a very small way to think that, look, I will lose my machoism or I will show up as weak.
I won't be alpha male again.
Yeah, if I let my woman know my problem, financial or
Especially
otherwise.
financial.
When you forget, because you must have forgotten that she's your help.
That's all.
She's your help now, my guy.
And you answer the problem.
And you answer the
together.
problem.
And the problem risks getting bigger and bigger.
Exactly.
It will get bigger.
And guess what? As long as you are in that problem, she's in the problem too, because it's affecting her directly or indirectly.
Exactly. I mean, there are so many problems, right, that they only get fixed when I just say, okay, you know what, you are at this point, or try. Just call this woman and tell her. And you know what? I don't know. It's a blasphemy, right? A lot of the times when I look at, people like my grandmother, my mother, my wife, I've not yet seen it in my daughter, right? But when I look at these three people, sometimes I wonder, I think God is a woman. Honestly speaking. If it is blasphemous, God forgive me, but sometimes I think that way.
He's a loving God.
Yeah,
he knows he doesn't really.
Yeah.
That's not
It has to come from
it's
somewhere.
even more of a compliment, because there are some people who think he's a man. So he embodies everything.
Yeah,
he embodies everything. Yeah. You had some questions.
You are a blessed man, man.
Yes,
you are a blessed man.
So one of the questions I had, looking at this Trump era and the way things are going, you were talking about the benefits one could get from like filing together, all of that, or like this first homeowner benefits. Do you think it's still relevant, or do you think it's still relevant in an era like Trump's era?
Oh yes,
for like newlyweds, someone like me, where one person is basically a citizen and the other person is still like in the process of.
Yeah.
Do you think it's relevant? Because I heard, just to put context, I heard it's trying to like sanction people who are filing to become citizens, but have gotten certain benefits from the system. So like maybe you've gotten rent support or some of this
healthcare
grants. I think he's really going after that. Is one of the conditions he's trying to go after.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people in my situation would be kind of reluctant to go for programs like first-time homeowners.
So, first and foremost, it's a very trying times, right? Especially for immigrants. But I always say this: no matter what it is, please, before you do anything, speak to professionals. Please. Lawyers, accountants, speak, financial advisors, right? Because a lot of these times, a lot of these things that we talk about, many of them are hearsays.
Very true.
A lot of them. I mean, we all know our president.
Yeah.
He says a lot of things.
beautiful things.
He has big ideas. No matter how big the idea is, if it doesn't make it to
become a law,
right? Yeah, we know that there are secret agents working behind and seeing what you are doing, right? And then they might put down your name somewhere. But as professionals, the first thing we work with is, what do we have
on ground?
Now, let's not be specific. If a government like the government we have now wants to persecute an immigrant for getting benefit, not like the first-time home buyer, that is what you should legally get. Even the other ones that we are talking about, like the snaps, right? Yeah. They are still legal stuff. But, I mean, what they are saying is that, why would you come from your country
and you can't support yourself,
and you cannot support yourself, right? But first-time home buyer, you are not getting it because you cannot support yourself. It's something that the government is saying, oh, we are happy that at least you can also buy it.
You're making effort.
Yeah, that that
contributing
is one,
to the system.
You are contributing to, now, the other thing I would say is there are several times, there are situations that would be, advantageous for couples to file separately. One big one is when both of you are so high income earners. Maybe you are earning 500,000, the other one too is earning 500,000, right? If you combine these two together, it puts you in
you
this
have a bigger debt burden.
Yeah, the bracket, right?
Tax burden.
You understand? So it would be advisable for you to just file separately, especially if on your W-4 you have, you filled it that I'm married, filing separately, right? We have 4 children. Somebody put 2 children, on W-4 here.
You're allowed to
Somebody
do that?
put, yeah. So when you take, for example, now you get a job, a W-2 employment, right? Full-time, 9-to-5 job. And then you'll be paid $500,000, dollars a year.
Income.
And you guys have 4 children.
Let's say 3.
3, right? And the other person too will be making 500,000 or 650. Both of you should agree. You see where it's always good to agree.
Yeah.
That my husband, I just got this offer. This is another thing. I'm sorry to divert. Why would you be paid 650,000 and then you tell your wife it's 300,000, and then you now come to my office and then W2, mistakenly your wife will now say W2 and say, even right there in my office, I see why.
Seriously.
Mr. Man, Madam Woman, please disclose, because this is where some of these things start. We'll be blaming our government that they are not sincere. A lot of us are not sincere, right? Now, if somebody is making 650, the other is making 500,000, agree. We have 3 children. Who should claim 2 children? Who should claim 1? At that point, we would advise, file married filing separately. Take 1. File married filing separately. Take 2. Right? What would happen there is that you have given your employer to tax you as a married filing separately, right? So they can take their taxes with that 1 child. Don't go and file married filing separately, 3 children, married filing separately, 3 children.
That becomes fraud.
That is 6 children you are claiming. That most people don't know. They are not. They don't even know. It's not fraud. It's just misconception. Like
is there a penalty for that if a couple does that?
So no. Now when you fill a W-4, right? Take for example, you are single. For example, you are single, and then you fill a W-4 and you put there that you are married. This is what you are saying, right? What you are saying is you are telling your employer, I'm single, but tax me as a married, meaning they will take less taxes from your paycheck, right? Because I need that money during the year to
take care of my family,
to maybe invest or take care of my family. But I always advise clients, if you are telling your employer to tax you less, knowing very well that you are going to owe at the end of the year, make sure that you have backup, because you pay that taxes.
You can't get away with it.
You can never get away with it. But on the other hand, I've seen a letter from the IRS to a client that we noticed that you are single and then you are filing married, and we just want to inform you, it is not illegal to do that, but just be prepared to pay that tax, because see, there's nothing illegal by saying I don't want to pay now, I will pay later with the IRS.
Really?
Oh no!
Some will collect their money.
Yeah, it is you that will suffer, in the sense
when they
that
want to take it,
they will take it from you. So there's nothing wrong. It is not illegal to say. I know clients that would say, don't take out my taxes. it is not illegal to do that. It is not, right? You just have to understand that when you tell them not to take your taxes between January to December, you will pay come April 15 the following year. Don't say because, like someone, I mean, I just have to say this. I'm not, no names, right? He has a reason to not pay taxes. When he told me, he has a reason to not pay during the year. Because when he told me, this man needs
every kobo,
every penny,
every cent.
Yeah, I would not mention the reason because that way I'm giving him up.
Yep.
Right. And where I now got somewhere is, say, can't you help me tell the IRS the reason? And I'm like,
Are you
playing?
Are you the commander in chief?
No, Mr. Vincent, I have told you my reason. Please.
That they should leave the money for him.
And sir, I'm talking of thousands. And I saw an ignorant man right there. And as you know it, he's not an excuse.
Educated,
yeah. This is America. You have to pay
the tax.
Your taxes.
That's the fabric of America.
If you don't have it from January to December, it's okay. It's okay. Some will tell you that they need their money to go and invest in sure business, knowing very well that they will make returns
and then pay the taxes.
And then use the returns alone to pay.
Is that legal?
Oh, very legal. Very legal. Because the thing is, as I said, there is nothing illegal about telling the IRS that I want all my money, I'll pay you back.
That's like you're deferring the payment.
Yeah, deferring payment till.
Like you're borrowing from IRS.
You're borrowing from IRS. Because the other thing again
and they can't say no.
The other thing again is, I've had to tell clients, let's look at this, right? When you pay all your taxes from January to December to the IRS, right? And then, for whatever reason, you overpaid. Let's assume you are supposed to pay $10,000 between January to December, and then somehow your employer took out $12,000. When you are filing your taxes the following year, the IRS will give you only your $2,000.
They won't return the full 12 because you were paid.
No. Don't. I said on your taxable income, right? On the income you are making, your taxes you should pay is $10,000. That is what you should pay. By the time we calculate your tax,
that took out 12.
But for whatever reason, your employer took out 12,000. By the time we calculate your taxes and then your tax return, and then we see that your taxes on your taxable income is 10,000, you will now get a refund of 2,000. IRS would not give you interest on that 2,000. Your money that they have used
and they've made.
So that's why some people will now say, let me get that 10,000 that I should pay. I don't want to pay anything.
I'll just pay next year.
I'll be using that 10,000, as I'm getting interest, it to be putting in investment, knowing very well that when tax season comes, when they go to that investment, that 10,000 could have gone up to maybe about
18 or 15.
18. I mean, I don't know what.
Even if it's 11.5.
Right? You understand? They will now liquidate the investment, pay IRS their 10,000.
And keep
so
their money still worked for them basically.
Exactly. So we
that seems like a very smart.
But you have. I think you have to be very, very sure
of that investment.
Of whatever your investment size.
Exactly. Yeah. And these are advanced conversations for taxpayers that are in that high
area,
tax bracket, you not you and I that we are still
time they fly, God. Okay. Anyway, let's move a little bit away from tax, but still in finances.
Yeah.
You know, because one of, like Kolade said, one of the things that affect marriages, that breaks marriages actually, is one of the major things is finances. As a matter of fact, I think it's number one. It ranks
It has to be number 1 or 2.
Number one. The other one is maybe Opwe.
Yeah. We say here. So my question is, how can couples work together to rebuild stability and trust after financial mismanagement has caused, tension?
Honestly speaking, the first thing, both need to individually come to agree. This one you don't even need to have conversation before you, is readiness. Am I ready for the change I need? You are dying financially. You are capitulating. You must ask yourself if you are ready for the change you need. The other person too should ask. And the moment you both agree with yourself individually, then you bring that to the table. Because don't forget, a horse will not ready drink water. If you force am go stream,
No good drink nothing.
you no go drink. Right? So both of you have to be ready. And then the next thing is conversation. What do we want? Why did we marry ourselves? And there are 1,000,001 man out there that you can be married to. Why me? Right? Yeah. I met my wife October 1st, 2011. October 1st, 2011.
Was it at a parade?
No, in fact, it's not even funny. It's even a funny case. My mom came to my house that October 1st weekend to tell me that if you don't bring a wife home the next 1 year, I borrowed you money to rent this house. My mother,
a gangster.
The woman borrowed me money to rent a house, even though I was working. So that the excuse of you don't have a place to put a wife. Even though at the end of the day, that house, by the time I got married, landlord said you must move out.
Because you too fire.
Yeah. God have mercy. Olori, I'm sorry, I've put you through so many things.
You slaughtered a lot of souls in that house.
Landlord said, you will leave. I said, but now I'm married. He said, no, the sins you have committed. We must revisit. She came. I'm giving you 1 year. And then my sister was with us, that weekend too. So she went to church, and then on her way back, she saw a friend that they went to high school together. She went to see, her friend. She said, "Oh, I saw one of my friends when I was coming now. I want to go and greet them." On our way back, our friend and our cousin both came to my house, which happens to be Olori today. So when I saw her, when I opened the door for them, I just went to my room. And my wife was like, my sister was like, she came to meet me inside the room. Why did you bring that girl to my house? What girl? I said, that girl. Why did you bring her to my house? I said, what happened? I said, go and ask your friend. Because I've been trying to check the lady at the bus stop. But of course, my wife is like, even if you want to go at a bus stop, you understand? But it took me less than me that they have been begging for years to marry. It took me less than 2 months to see that this is the one.
Wow.
2 months, less than 2 months. The crazy thing, right? My mom and my dad have been begging me to be married for years. Let me say maybe about 2 years, because they will keep saying, ringing it, this your cousin, don't marry you. Or maybe when she calls, maybe she'll say, this your cousin is getting married, you must follow me. At the wedding day, my mommy will be telling me,
The point game.
Kubakube, as we call it. See, this one too is married. What does he have that you don't have at somebody's wedding, right? So when I now told them, I said, Mom, I've seen the person I want to marry. She said, who? I said, remember that girl that came to her? My mom said, something must be wrong with you. This man. Something must be wrong with you. We say you should go and marry. Does it mean that you just see somebody in 2 months? She now say, okay, you know what? I give you 6 months. If you come back after 6 months,
I say you're serious.
Then would.
Wow.
So what am I saying in essence is, as a man, you know yourself. You know where you want to get to in life. Your help is out there in a woman. As a woman, you know that you carry children inside of you. And you know what you want for those children that you are going to come. Who do you want to be the father of those children?
Accomplish those dreams,
right.
You know?
that you have.
Yeah. So when you see that in the man, and both of you now agree that okay, this
is our mission.
A match.
Right.
You know, match.
We have a mission match.
Yeah. When there is now issue, that is where you should go and revisit. Go back to status quo. When you both agree that we are a match, and fix the problem, financial or otherwise.
Exactly. So, Kolade, I know you have a question there.
Yeah. So this is something, maybe because I'm still new in this phase, and we're talking about taxes, I'm like, as a couple, as a union, we have certain financial goals, individually, collectively, even thinking of the kids, you're thinking of investment, you're thinking of trust, you're thinking of life insurance, all these things. But specifically to taxes, do you think tax rewards the couple? Because you spoke about benefits to both of them. Or do you think there's more benefits to the kids in that union? Or do you think it's a balance? Like,
this is tax filing,
the tax
right?
system, yeah. Generally, not just even filing, tax system generally.
Yeah.
Especially in a country like America.
Yeah, so, like I said on a podcast 2 days ago, there is no government that wants to tax its citizens into poverty. I mean, some would say, don't ever say that. But, I mean, maybe I should rephrase. But there is no sensible government.
Because Nigerian taxes.
There is no sensible government that should want to tax.
So you say Tinubu no get sense.
This guy wants to put me in trouble.
He wants to set you up.
This guy wants to put me in trouble. No sensible government should want to tax its people into penury. Right? Taxes is the government saying, you know what? Look around you. We have put in place a system for you to succeed. Right? I've said this over and over again. What I've accomplished in this life, in America, in less than 10 years, I did not taste it or even see it in my 40 years in Nigeria. Yeah. In fact, what I gained, financial and otherwise, even talk to, in 3 years in America, I did not see it in my first 40 years as a Nigerian living in Nigeria. And a lot of these things has to do with what the government of this country
put in place, infrastructures.
And the government is saying, see now, you have lights. You don't have to be shouting up NEPA. You don't have to be afraid that some bandits will come and attack you.
When you go.
Do you know that in Lagos there are places that if you pass certain times,
they
will rob you if your car breaks down. In Lagos.
Third mainland bridge, no?
Right? Is America the safest country in the world? No. But by far, right, this country is safe to an extent that you can at least close your eyes.
Guarantees you a level of safety.
And the government is saying, give us
something,
something, you know, to keep
to continue to make
things,
it possible,
you know, available, right? And this thing we are asking you to give us is fair, right? If you can give tithe to your church, to your mosque, if you can give money to non-for-profit, right? You can spend money on yourself. Why can't you give us money to help you continue to be able to operate, keep the system going? And you don't have to overgive. If you want to overgive us,
we don't mind.
Uncle Sam, they will collect it from you. But go and get professional help to pay fair.
But you know, so there's benefits to individuals when you pay your taxes.
Yes.
There's like incentives. Now when you pay as a couple, there's incentives. Do you think there's also incentives when you file or you pay those taxes with your kids in the equation?
Absolutely.
Basically.
That's what we call the child tax credit. Right? Child tax credit. Right? Every of the credits the American government gives to taxpayers. The energy tax credit, for example, government is giving it to you, though we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
This our Papa don't take Daddy Trump. We love you. We love you. Yeah, we love you. Yeah. Energy credit is saying take this credit because you are partnering with, you know, the government to engage in the green energy
environment.
Right now. Child tax credit, government is saying take this $2,000. This year it is $2,200.
Flat rate.
Flat rate for every I mean depending on the age, right? Because the older the child, the lower it becomes. But $2,200. Take this $2,200, you know, as a credit for taking care of the future of this country, your children, our children in your house. Because every child in this country, every child is America's property, right? Take this earned income credit if you work, but the work not too much to give you money to take care of your family. We are giving you this credit, but if you are now making so much, we don't give you, right? So there are incentives, you know, like the one I mentioned. If you go to school, right, you pay school fees, government will give you $1,000 for saying thank you for continue to learn and develop yourself, right? So there is, so the thing is, filing your taxes has so many benefits. The major is that government wants to access your income. Because don't forget, we have what we call economic data, right?
Yeah.
This is how much household income is in America. Labor statistics. If you don't file, how would the government know that? The other thing is file your taxes so that we can know what your fair share should be.
What
so that,
you even need.
Yeah, because see, there are situations where people don't file their taxes for 3, 4, 5 years. Government will just say, okay, you know what? You have written this person. They've sent you notices. File your taxes. You know answer. You know what they will do? They will prepare that taxes themselves. And guess what? All of these incentives that we talked about, right? They will not even they will not use it as credit for you. Because number one,
they have been getting those benefits.
No. The thing is, you have 3 children, right? File your taxes and put those 3 children so that you can get your $6,000 or your $6,600 now, right? You did not do that. When IRS file their taxes themselves, they don't know how many children you have.
So they just assume.
They just do what we call BOJ in Nigeria. They just access and then they will send you.
Your NEPA bill.
Oh, they will just send you that bill. Once they don't send you that bill and they call you again, you know what they will do? They will just send that bill to collections. Collection will now add their own, right? And at that case, you don't have a choice. If you don't pay, guess what? Where that thing is going? It's going to drop on your credit report.
But can people go to jail for not paying taxes?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not like I'm not a billionaire. I'm
Wesley Snipes.
You know those ones that are like very
even
private individual like me.
Wesley Snipes is a private
Wesley Snipes is private.
He has money like it.
Yeah.
No.
So
you think
Kolade, if your income is less than $200,000, right? And you don't pay your taxes over time, right? Though there's what we see as professionals, we have what we call the cost benefit. You know, IRS sometimes too, like how we say in Nigeria that ẹjọ́ tó wà níwájú Ọlọ́run ó kọjá ẹjọ́ onísìgá, meaning the judgment that God wants to make. There are some, he will say, you know what, leave this one first. It's just like some Yahoo boys here. Yahoo boys, some of you are still cashing out now, thinking that FBI is saying this one is, they are not the one we are looking for. Try and go to the airport that you want to travel to Nigeria. Even if what you have collected from somebody fraudulently in this country is just $5,000, right? They already know you. If you try to leave, they will pick you up. They are not coming after you now because they have bigger fish to fry.
Too much to even come after
you now. Now, the same thing for the IRS. You might not have filed your taxes in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and you think
you're roaming free.
No, you are not. It's just that your case,
that time is coming.
Yeah, but you can go to jail for not filing taxes as long as your income is above the threshold to file. Let me break that down. In this country, we have what we call the standard deduction, right? Standard deduction, 14,000 and some change for single individuals, right? If your income is like $10,000, you are not really required to file, because by the time we deduct that standard deduction from your income, your taxable income is zero. Now, as long as your taxable income is up to $1 and you don't file your taxes, you can go to jail.
Is there standard deduction as a couple?
Oh yes, so that's a good thing, right? When your standard deduction as a single, 14,000, your standard deduction as a single, I think 29,000. I don't have it at the top. I mean, I should. Pardon me, but if you want to know, I have so many.
Yeah,
reach out. But it's that range. I think 28, 29. Yeah. Then we have the standard deduction for head of household is also different. We have standard deduction for elderly is also deducted. We have standard deduction for the blind. Right? What is this standard deduction? Government is saying, we know that you have to take care of yourself to go work. Let's give everybody that is either single, head of marriage, standard, meaning regardless of your age. Like you now, you are married. I'm married. I've been married for 13 years. I'll be 13 years. You are not up to one year. Your standard deduction is the same thing as mine. Government is not saying now this one they've been married for too long. Their standard
and
deduction
it doesn't matter how many kids you have, how many dependents.
No, it's the same, right? The only thing is that if you have one child and then I have 3, my child tax credit is going to be higher than yours, right? But on the other hand, if you now feel like the standard deduction does not really depict or capture, I have hospital bills, for example. I give donations.
Student loans.
Student loan, interest you pay on student loan. Some of it does not capture, right? You can now itemize those deductions. So we have standard deduction, the one that government gives that is blanket.
Generalized.
We have the one that you can now, go ahead and itemize if you feel, that your expenses
makes it impossible.
For you to be limited to that standard deduction.
Our time ran out and we're still going, but we just needed to get those informations out because, honestly, what I've learned today, I don't know if I paid for a course, I would learn this, because these are informations that a lot of people in like 20 years they don't know. And a lot of people from our community, I emphasize the African community, we don't have this information, and that is why we. It's like I always say, we live this very vapor-like life. It's like you see it in the air, it's beautiful, and it just disappears. Everybody is looking good in the outside, but there's a lot of damages going on. Yeah, as much as that is figurative, it's also
the reality.
It's a reality. Yeah. We're driving big cars, we're living in these big houses, we're looking good.
We look like we got it.
But if we throw down our finances, you discover that a lot of people, that's why you hear people in back home say, say that forget all of una there na debt to na dey inside. You understand? We are doing better because we don't take advantage of this system.
Professional help.
Have the right information, and that's why we want to thank Mr. Yomide Ibrahim for coming to share this knowledge with us. We have many more questions.
We'll come back,
but definitely
I'll come back.
It's tax season.
Yeah.
And I know you're about to get, or you're already busy because last time I came there, I saw you.
Yeah, I mean, now we are even getting, clients, reach out month. We've been getting clients as far back as November. Yeah.
Wow.
Client reaching out. I got your contact from somebody. I'll be reaching out to you in February. In fact, I got a call last year, June. That reminds me, I need to reach out to that lady. She called, she said she's calling from New York. Yeah, and I deliberately saved her name in a way that I will remember. Thank you for, So I'm going to have to reach out to you once I leave this place. I got a call as far back as June last year.
So are you overwhelmed already? Do you still need more clients?
Very, very, very overwhelmed. So
you don't need
because
I wanted to blow trumpet now.
Blow trumpet because just 4 days ago, we, concluded the training for 4 new. Remember when you came and I said I was setting up laptops, for new staff that is coming. Yeah, so we have more hands now.
More hands. Okay.
More hands now. Beautiful. Of course, I mean I'm overwhelmed, but not too overwhelmed to take your application or your to take you in as a client.
So please feel free to contact FinServe Pro and I know you don't just do taxes.
We offer loan. So look at your shirt, right? You see, we have accounting, we have tax, we have loans, we have insurance. So we offer accounting services for business. If you have a business, right, you need bookkeeping and accounting services. Just some days ago, I was struggling with this client, having back and forth. No, this is not properly done because she's still doing her stuff in Excel, right? And she has a business. I said, look at what you are doing to yourself now. If you simply have a bookkeeper, to help you, would have, installed QuickBooks for you. All you need to do is just to press, bam, QuickBooks will give you your report. So that is bookkeeping and accounting business services. We have tax services that we are doing right now for both individuals and businesses, regardless of your business, LLC, C Corp, S Corp, partnership. We are here to serve you. If you need that loan to buy that home, buying a home in America is a very good thing. Some will still argue you don't need to, but I'm telling you as a financial expert, it's one of the strategies that you can use to help in building wealth, especially investment property. If you need a life insurance, please, I'm begging you, regardless of your cadre in life, whether you are just getting up or you are now there, life insurance is important.
I agree.
I came to this country 2027. I got my first life insurance some months later. I got my first life insurance by February of 2018, right? Because I know that it is important. Anything. I've had friends, that I mean,
Pastor.
RIP, right?
So this, I mean, to buttress what you said, my wife's friend's husband, the brother, was just, came back and was having a nice time with the wife on the bed. He just stood up to pick up, go drink water, and he slumped there. Yeah. And, died.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a life insurance.
Yeah.
And the guy is in his 40s.
Yeah.
And they have to do GoFundMe.
I mean, look at that. I mean, RIP to you.
Yeah,
RIP to your. It's not.
So everybody, I
please,
I sing it.
Please, life insurance. And you know what we don't see, right? government would make it compulsory for you to get property insurance because they know if that thing happen, it will affect them. But they are not saying you must get life insurance, right?
Because it doesn't affect
you.
So please get life insurance for yourself, your wife, your children. Add them to your policy.
Aged parents,
please. Even if your parents are here, get them, insurance so that when they have to go, you don't have to be getting GoFundMe. You can get money from the insurance you are getting, for your parents if they are aged, to give them a befitting. And I'll just say this, for tax season, please, we have nice tax preparers. We have kind tax preparers. The nice ones, they just want to see you get money. They don't care what you have to do. If anything happens, they will run. In fact, many of them you don't even see them. It's your name, right? You have the kind ones that will tell you this is how you should file if you don't want problem. And I'll just say this, and I say this to a lot of us, right? Trust me, a lot of the countries we have in our continent, they are not working because even we, the citizens, we are not putting on the table what we should. I mean, a lot of us will say because if we give our government, they are not accountable. So why should I give money? They didn't manage money from oil. Why would they manage? I get it. But please, you can't bring that mentality here. America is in huge debt right now. Yes, America's government too, but please, we still have a system that allows you for you to pay your fair share. Do it. File your taxes timely. If you don't have the time, ask for extension, right? File your taxes and get money that you should get, because I say so. We say this at FinServe Pro. We will file your taxes in a way to not leave your own money on the table, right? Not leave money on the table, because some of you will take your own money, take Mr. CY's money. You will go to jail. You will go to jail. We will file your taxes in a way to not leave your own money on the table.
Okay, that caps it all. All right. Thank you very much. This Mr. Ayomide. Thank you. It's been a wonderful session. Kolade, thanks. Any final words?
Yeah, just for me, today has felt like a financial consultation. I couldn't have expected free, for that matter. I couldn't have expected better. So thank you very much, Mr. Ayo.
And I'll just say to you, Kolade, please do everything to stay married. Right, and to every Kolade out there.
So Kolade, they have history of
no. Every Kolade meaning newly married. Newly married. Every Kolade is newly married.
Because I know it's Femi them that have problems.
Those ones. There is one in this room, sir. There is one in this room, eh? If we expose the guy.
All right, people. Thank you very much. Follow us on all platforms. Subscribe, please. A lot of you are enjoying this podcast. You are watching, but you are not subscribing. Subscribe, please. Share it. Comment and repost. Let's just get the conversation going. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time. I still remain a wonderful CY, the richest. See you next week. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.